Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to read something. It's a chapter. Out of here. This is chapter 10. And this is the name of it, the Blazn Pentagram. And he's goes through all of it, buddy. But this is what he says. It says, we proceed to the explanation and consecration of the sacred and mysterious pentagram. At this point, let the ignorant and superstitious close the book. They will either see nothing but darkness, or they will be scandalized. That's some real stuff, ain't it? Right off the rip, it's like, to the ignorant and superstitious, close the book. Alright, so we don't do that, do we? No. It says the pentagram, which in Gnostic schools is called the blazing star. It is the sign of intellectual omnipotence and autocracy. It is the star of the Magi. It is the sign of the Word made flesh. And according to the direction of its points, this absolute magical symbol represents order or confusion. The divine lamb or muse of St. John, or the accursed goat of Mendez. It is initiation or profanation. It is Lucifer or Vesper, the star of morning or evening. It is Mary or Lilith, victory or death, day or night. The pentagram with 2 points in the ascendant represents Satan as the goat of the Sabbath. When the 1 point is in the ascendant, it is the sign of the Savior. The pentagram is the figure of the human body, having the 4 limbs and a single point representing the head. A human figurehead downwards naturally represents a demon. That is intellectual subversion, disorder, or madness, which would be Ahriman. Which he doesn't talk about Ahriman. Now, if magic be a reality, if hidden science be really the true law of the 3 worlds, this absolute sign, ancient as history and more ancient, should and does exercise an incalculable influence upon spirits set free from their material envelope. So what he's saying is this for the dummies. He's saying this, like we've said. I think we did a video on this a long time ago, but we got to go back over stuff. Okay? So, it's this or the other. We're going with some heavy transcendental magic, doctrine, and rituals. It's not just him. We can go to the Golden Dawn. Let me go over here right quick. It's just right here. Let me come to you out of it. Yeah, see, this ain't no giggle. The ritual of the pentagram. Maybe you can zoom in on that. Freeze it. And it says, traced as a symbol of good, it should be placed with the single point upward, representing the rule of the divine spirit. For if thou shouldest write it with the 2 points upward, it is an evil symbol, affirming the empire of matter over the divine spirit which should govern it. See that thou doest it not. Don't do it. Here, the mouth. Israel guarded. He was under Crawley. Don't do it. The pentagram, engraved in luminous lines upon glass by the electrical machine, exercises also a great influence upon spirits and terrifies phantoms. The old magicians traced the sign of the pentagram upon their doorsteps to prevent evil spirits from entering and good spirits from departing. This constraint followed from the direction of the points of the stars. The points on the outer side drove away the evil. The 2 points of the inner side imprisoned them. One only on the inner side held good spirits captive. All these magical theories, based upon the one dogma of Hermes and only analogical deductions of science, have been confirmed invariably by the visions of ecstatics and the whatever, declaring that they are possessed by spirits. I don't want to get into the gnosis shit of it, or grand architect, for the pentagram on every side represents an A. By placing it in such a manner that 2 of its points are in the ascendant and 1 is below, we may see the horns, ears, and beard of the hierarchic goat of Mendes. When it becomes the sign of infernal evocations. Infernal. Definition of infernal.
Here's the definition of infernal: relating to or characteristic of hell or the underworld.
I was just going to see what it says. So, there it is again. I skipped a couple of the sentences because I'm not saying it. And it says, by placing it in such a manner that 2 of its points are in the ascendant, which is up, and 1 is below, we may see the horns, ears, and beard of the hierarchic goat of Mendes, which becomes the sign of hell evocations. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. All right, when we're talking about the unseen, okay, right here it's talking about the pentagram should be placed upon the altar as perfumes and under the tripod of evocations. The operator should wear the sign, blah, 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 when a spirit of light is invoked. And see, this is where you get into where people are just... Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to, overread it. You can go back and listen to it again. I mean, I know it's not Hollywood grade what we're doing, but it's on fire. And when you hear... Because... what you're told about this is, that's Satan, it's Satan, it's Satan. Listen, and I think it's in the other book. He goes through black magic, and then when he finally gets to the end, thank God, he's like, we're done with that shit. Let's get into some good stuff. Because they are open. You've got to break the prison chains and see this for what it is, because what this represents is this. Okay? That's what that represents. And look, the Republican and Democratic logos. And see, I mean, it's in everything. We've done videos on this. We already know that what we're in has been set up to evoke and to control the spirit created through that shit. Through that. The unseen Ahrimanic spirit. Through the symbols. Because it has to do with the consciousness. And that's why it's everywhere. Upside down. It literally is. I want you to do is your homework, because I've got to get something to eat yet again. Here I am. And see, they think, well, they know. Let's talk about that for a second. See, they already know that the average person's brain the average person's brain through its whole existence, it doesn't matter where it's raised, it's this. And this ain't never been resonated at all, ever. And if it is, you know, then it's Satan. But truthfully, look, this is zodiacal, because there's the 2 points down the pentagram. And if you see the statues coming up now, the Baphomet, it's this one. You know, because, I mean, what that has to do with is your spinal cord. That's the sympathetic nervous system. That's your Ida and Pingala right there. And then it's your brain. So when you see that on an ambulance, an EMT, that's your anatomy. That's what that is. That's your anatomy. Google Metropolis and go to, hang on, let's see. There it is. Okay. Now look, you gotta go to minute 43, 20 seconds. And right there, right behind it, it's on YouTube. Right behind that robot is a fucking that. It's what we're saying. We've been saying it's Arianic intelligence. It's not, it's a demon. And it just said it, it's demons. From their own, like, from real sorcerers shit mouths. You know, because some of them say that he fucking invoked some shit. He didn't prepare for it the right way. How do they fucking know? They were doing shit too. And the whole thing is when you still look at it, that the other one that's energy wasting on talking about what he did. Listen, look, if you listen enough, like Manly P. Hall's good, but you gotta listen to all of them. Walter Veet, even though he works for them, he's on, because they blast, dude. He just learned symbolism from him. But Steiner will tell you, you know, he would fucking tell people, look, I'm not talking to you because you're interfering with, you know, what's got my connection. Not in those terms, but, you know, and you get in deep enough, and some of these ancient ones, like, even though Socrates was taken out, we'll just throw the mind's like that. You know, there comes a point to when you have to withdraw from the world. Because it's fucking crazy. Listen, I mean, even like from a good side, they would go into a cave for, I don't know how long, for just in darkness. And then somebody come by and just check on them from time to time. Yeah, and then you watch, but see, they prepare to do that. However, now I've looked into that. But then you watch, what is that movie? Is it Into the Labyrinth? It's something about the bunny. But the guy at the end, he goes, you know, a guy brought me a cartoon, and it was one of them crazy mirror ones that you put up to Satan. And he's like, here, if you like it, come back. And he goes, and I went back, and then he threw me in a dark box or a cave. And he said, but when I come out, the damage was done. The darkness had got me. And see, so do you understand that? You throw a child in there and they will never be the same. Because you got to think about a child being in there and everything they've ever watched coming out. Not on the other side here, dealing with all that in there, and then just being broken. As opposed to some of these guys literally fucking getting crazy knowledge and then willingly go into, you know, and I'm not saying don't or do, we just research. There's never been no fucking urge for me to even do anything like that. Nothing's ever said, hey, do it. And I'm not saying for or not, but I'm just saying, you know, certain things that I've always, the one thing I've learned in this decade is you better fucking, if something hits you, an urge, you better follow it. A good one, a real one, from the unseen. Don't question it, because you might not ever get it again. And that's it. I'm for real. I've seen it happen so many times to people. They don't understand why I stay in this like the way I do, and that's why people fucking hate me. It's because they're under this shit. Just go, Celine Dion's whole fucking line is this. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand they are like a demon. You can go to the intro of the movies. Go to Paramount. Go to the intro on YouTube. It's 20 seconds long. And watch as it, right when it's getting close, right when it hits, that pentagram's right in the middle of the screen. Bam! It's for a split second. Slow it down and look at it. You'll see it. So every time that person is a host, they're sitting there getting ready. Bam! There it is. Paralyzed. They have no idea that brain's getting fed with that harmonic beam. Black magic. And then all this, instead of being connected to that, is connected to that shit. And that's that one world consciousness, which is AI, which is harmonic. Has nothing to do with the robots. In 1984, the movie and it come out in 1985, Winston, you need to listen to the old man at the end. Go to the end of it when he says, you see me old and decaying and I'm just a cell in this huge thing. Well, we are too. But he also says, talking about us, because the time controlling us is over. We're going into this age, this era of Saturn. You don't have a clue about it. Jesus warned us in Scripture. And he says in it, no more registers. No more numbers. That's what he fucking says. And that means no more y'all. And listen, these crazy fucking truth seekers, you know, they just say it's like a cataclysm or, you know, or a big, huge flood. And listen, look, we've said it's too big. They could create a fucking nation, like some swinging dick millionaire is going to go in and go, I'm going to grade this hill, a couple hills, and there's some water there. I'm going to grade all this and build a neighborhood and make some money. It's the same way they can come in with fucking technology and literally destroy everything, whatever they want to do. Fuck, they don't like that waterway, they'll create another river. And then give it 70 years, fuck, nobody there has a clue of what happened. Everything's growing back. Here comes a new wave of fucking consciousness. They know what they're doing. This is not fucking human that we're dealing with. You're dealing with the other side. Okay? In physical form, in human cavity. That controls Goy, which is us. Black magic. Through the symbols, like we've said. You know, because this is us. Now our head's down. It's inverted. I did a fucking video on inversion. I think there's all kinds of shit that we talked about in this. And the average person is so delusional because of that spirit in them. That is just constantly, if we could go in there, and the people will tell you, that's just a symbol, man. You're crazy. We're giving you fucking books like this. And giving you legitimate shit. But yet your society is the exact it's the same as what they tell you to don't fucking get into. Books that y'all say is Satan. I gotta eat. Look, I'm fucking wore out. I love you.